Greetings and welcome to this week's Knoll Lutheran Midweek Check-In. Well, today is Epiphany, January 6th. It's a celebration of God's inbreaking light into this world. And it's also a day in which we remember God's radical inclusivity, because it's a day in which we recall the story from Matthew chapter 2 of the Magi who traveled from the east to pay homage to the infant Christ child. And when they come, the inbreaking of God's light is shown to include all people, because the Magi were previously outside of God's story. But now God's story includes people such as them. And the prophet Isaiah's words in chapter 60, verse 3, of that the Savior be a light to the nations, becomes fulfilled. And we are shown that all this world is being brought into the light of God's salvation and God's love. Well, in Matthew's gospel, we are told that the Magi saw the star, and when they came and met God's incarnation and the infant Jesus, that they were filled with joy. And there too, in Luke's birth narrative, where the angels proclaim that the world will be filled with joy, this too is evidence of that joy coming into a concrete reality. Time and time again, Jesus brings joy into this world. And I don't know about you, but this is kind of a hard month of January, and especially on this January 6th, where we recall the horrible events a year ago. We need the inbreaking of joy and of hope that tomorrow God's light will shine and become brighter and brighter. Well, where do you see the inbreaking of God's light on this day of Epiphany? Where do you see the radical inclusivity of this gospel, welcoming all people into a new reality, a new way of life where love is the geography of life? Well, I invite you to share in a post where you see the inbreaking of God's light, or where you see the radical inclusivity of God's embrace, of God's loving embrace. And if you're longing for hope this day, I invite you to share what you're longing, where that hope would be fully realized. What does that look like for you? You can share that in a post as well. Well, happy Epiphany. Thank you for tuning in, for watching, and have a blessed day of Epiphany this January 6th, and for the whole season until we begin Lent in March. Peace be with you, and again, thanks for watching.